Hello, welcome to KNTV TV. You are watching Inside Indian Football episode number 58. Of course, off season is going on in Indian football right now, but I think in terms of the news and the development, it is not the off season. As we know, there is a situation at the football house, at the headquarters of Football House of India, that is AIFF. FIFA and AFC delegation have visited India in last couple of days, and they have met various stakeholders, including the COA appointed by the Supreme Court, and the strict deadline has been put in by that delegation to the COA about the elections, about the draft constitution of the AFF, and various things. Of course, the thing which is major confirmation, which people were confused regarding the relegation promotion news, when the Mohammedan Sporting official shared a tweet. He actually recommended that to the delegation of FIFA and AFC, and that was cleared by FIFA AFC to him that there will be no change in the Indian football roadmap, which was earlier approved by both FIFA and AFC for the same. So they are not going to no change the relegation promotion. Next season, ISL will have I-League champion getting promoted to ISL. So this season there will no promotion into the ISL, which upcoming season, and also there will no relegation till the 24-25 season starts. So there are various things which are coming out in Indian football, like the astrologer hired by AIFF for the betterment of the national team. I think that's way India have lots of astrologer. We might need at least 10-15 to get into the World Cup if that's the way to go going ahead. Of course, in terms of the transfers, clubs are getting into the into their groove now. Lots of transfer are on the advanced stage. To tell FC Goa are in the last stage to complete their foreigners quota. So that's tell you about the the how advanced FC Goa has planned everything compared to other clubs. And talking about other clubs, they have also now the clubs like Jamshedpur FC all done with their the head coach, which should be announced which should be coming out very soon. Final paperwork are remaining. They're working on the Indian players. They are set to sign not at least one Indian players is kind of at the very last stage. They have agreed the deal for the player to this club and everything. So he will be joining Jamshedpur FC. We'll talk about these things in detail in later part of the video. But let's start the primary topic of the video, which we have seen in the thumbnail, regarding the draw of FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup 2022, which is set to take place later part of the year in India. And I think straight away, just watching the draw and seeing the teams, especially who knows women's football, I think it's very tough draw. The reason being, getting USA in women's football is like getting one of the best team. I think Japan and USA are the two teams who have been always fighting for that best team title in women's football. So we have USA in our own group. We can't have Japan, of course, because they're from AFC. And then of course we have Brazil, both the teams who have very great qualifiers to the tournament. And I think of course then getting an African team, Morocco, on the group. So I think tough group, very tough, I will say. And I think playing USA and Brazil in your first ever FIFA tournament for the girls of Indian for Indian women's, it's not easy, I think, we are important then too. We always get, yes, host is always in the A1 first team, and I think as people are in the comment section, it's tough. It's very tough group, I think, and not easy to play USA at any level in women's football. So that's one thing for sure. Then you get a Brazil, which again itself very tough team to play. I think Morocco is the one match where we can hope we can get some kind of positive result, but nothing against the girls. I think they will try their best, and we have seen that India's seen the team playing against Brazil, scoring the goal. So I think you never know, at the world stage, playing at our home, we might kind of surprise the football pundits or go against all the odds. It's a very similar kind of draw which India got in the FIFA Under-17 World Cup 2017 boys edition. We got USA, if you guys remember, Colombia, another one South American team, USA, Colombia, and I think there was another African team, if I remember correctly. So I think that looks like, because that's how these draws are. You have to see also that, because India can't have any Asian team, in our group, because we are from AFC. We should be there in A1 because we're the host nation. So I think overall it's very tough group. That's one thing. I think it's all about the preparation. It's all about these girls getting the exposure, exposure to the level of the FIFA World Cup, and all about the continuity after the World Cup, which I think we missed kind of in 2017 World Cup, where we can go from here after these girls, after playing World Cup, what's next for them. Will playing 1 month or 2 month Indians Women's League enough for their development? I don't think so. So I think continuity in terms of their development is also important, not just the World Cup. So in 2017, India played USA, Ghana, and Colombia. So kind of one CONCACAF, one AFCON, and one CONMEBOL team. So I think that was also very kind of tough group, but India had decent outing. Of course, we just scored 1 goal against Colombia. So I think these girls they are amazing. They will hope that they will at least score more than 1 goal and maybe try to get first ever FIFA World Cup positive result for India. So I think that's important result, and I think no pressure on them. Of course, their preparation. Of course, we all know about the FIFA World Cup, Under 17 World Cup was supposed to take place earlier in India. There was a different batch was preparing for it, and then due to COVID, it got postponed multiple times, and then ultimately they decided that we're going to have another edition, not the 2020 edition. So I think their preparation is not at the similar level as the level of the under 17 girls, under 17 boys who played in 2017. So I think hopefully they just playing in the tournament. They played against Italy, which they kind of lost 7-0. Very one-sided match. So I think they don't have much time to prepare also. That's also very important. But as I said, playing World Cup is a bonus for them. What's after the World Cup, that's more important. I think hopefully once the World Cup ends, they will have at least 3 to 4 months Indian Women's League. There will be Indian Super League clubs who are interested to open their women's department. We're already seeing the development on that scenario. But still, to give an example, FC Goa has the women's team. They don't play in the Indian Women's League. So I think hopefully ISL teams goes into that, that we want women's team also. I think, and maybe it should be compulsory for them to have ISL team, women's team, And I think until unless that happens, hosting these World Cup is out of no use if you ask me, and so I have been, I have seen the infrastructure built for Under 17 FIFA World Cup in Delhi is zero now. All the money spent, what's happened to those infrastructure? Nobody is using. The pitches which were built or maintained are kind of, not used by professional clubs or the teams or the players in Delhi, and it's very similar in the other places of India also. So I think that's the all important point from these hosting these mega tournaments. What after that tournament, who's going to use those facilities, who's going to maintain those facilities, what are the players who are going to play in that World Cup, what's after them. So I think that's important. So hopefully there's a plan in place this time around. AIFF will choose new president as per FIFA official given ultimatum till 15 September of AIFF. I will come on the trip of AFC and FIFA delegation to India, date by date, who they met, what they have said. Will summarize for everybody. So if everything there's no lag and everything, just hit the like button. So I'm aware that you guys are, getting the signal properly. That's one thing. Another thing I want to speak about, the transfers. I will come into just give me 1 second. Yeah, so I will come into the transfers also. I'm aware that majority of you comes for the transfers, but I think it's important. This AFC and FIFA delegation visit is very important for Indian football overall, ISL, I League, national team. So I think let's talk about that first, and then I will come into the couple of transfer updates. I have a couple of clubs updates I have kind of noted with my notebook, so we'll talk about it. Russia's sports minister has offered help to India in hosting to 2036 Olympics. An idea of possible friendly between the two nations has also emerged. Will India play FIFA Russia at this time when we are on the verge of getting banned from FIFA, considering no countries are playing against Russia in the football right now because of the geopolitics? So I think India, it's in the favor of the Indian football that stay away from these controversies right now, keep our house in order, and then we can decide who want to play, at least because FIFA is going into the leverage to allow Supreme Court or this committee in place to get the election done. The simple rule book in the FIFA's book is that, simple rule in FIFA book is that they don't allow any third party third party role in terms of the day-to-day development of the federation. They have allowed this because of course India is an important nation for them, and then they understand that this is very temporary. This is there for a couple of months, and then there will be elections, and then there will be a new president, a new committee, in technical committee or advisory committee in place. That's one thing. Another thing is for FIFA is that even the draft constitution is if approved by Supreme Court, it should be approved by AIFF also, because they don't how to say, they don't on their book they don't say Supreme Court decision is not final. For them, AFF as a committee decision is finalized for us, because Supreme Court doesn't come under their books, So I think they are allowing us because they understand India is an important country for them, and they don't want to ban, because India is hosting the FIFA World Cup. There are talks of India hosting other tournaments, and India is a big market for them in overall, not just in the national team, but also FIFA World Cup, normal World Cup, their coverage and the activities and everything, and they need Indian Federation to do those activities later in the year. So let's summarize the what happened till now. 21st of June, FIFA and AFC delegates met Mr. Patel, who is now not the AIFF president anymore. He is the FIFA council member, and they also met AIFF officials and the committee appointed by Supreme Court. So first day their meeting went this way, and simple message they have given to COA that that new constitution doesn't go against the FIFA's rules and everything, and AIFF should hold the election before the end of September. So that's the thing, they don't going to give more than two months, for example. And one constitution is passed by Supreme Court, they have said the AIFF general body has to pass it. So even if Supreme Court pass the constitution and AIFF general body say flagged it, so then there will be issues, because FIFA will not approve the constitution passed by Supreme Court. They will only approve the constitution passed by the AIFF general body. So I think it's very, very important, and once that thing is passed, there should be election in the next 30 days. So I think that's very important point, and they have not given much time, because, and again, there was another big blunder, you can say, from the COA side. They made an advisory committee, and in which Ranjit Bajaj was made the head. But one thing I think they also forget, they are themselves are advisory committee to right now to run AIFF, and then they made this another advisory committee, and which was, I think, one of the shortest committee in world football I have ever seen, because they were disbanded in matter of hours, and before the AFC FIFA delegates even arrived in India, that committee was disbanded. So I think there was no, I think they were misinformed by the people around them. They can make this kind of committee, and when they checked the rules and everything, that they were told that they can't, and then ultimately have to disband it. Next day of 22nd of June, which was 2 days from today, they met the I think they were supposed to meet Mr. Thakur, Sports Minister of India, but I think they haven't met on 22nd. Then they met today or yesterday, so there's no confirmation on that when they met the Sports Minister, but they were supposed to meet the Sports Minister. 23rd of June, S.Y. Qureshi has said that, redrafted constitution will be submitted to Supreme Court by 15th of July, and they said the new body should be in place by September end, which what FIFA have and AFC delegation have also told them. So that's very clear from the the news coming out, that by the end of September there will be a new general body, committee, president, general secretary on board. And also again FIFA delegates have repeated that by 31st of July the draft for the the constitution should be approved by Supreme Court and should be approved by AFF general body. So that's very important, and I think they say if India don't do it, then there will be ban for the third party interference, and FIFA is very, very strict on that third party interference rules. We have seen various countries getting banned by using the same rules. It's just India has given bit extra leverage, and people understand that why have they given, because this committee doesn't want to control the AFF operation forever. They have told clearly FIFA that they are here for the couple of months, not not for the say years, just like we have seen in Pakistan. So I think that's FIFA understand, and they've given this time to this committee to figure out if they can get the new body in place. So I think that is some summarized version of this trip from these officials. You will get the detailed articles on Khel Now very soon. So let's talk about when we get more details. But why all this saga happened? It's due to lack of knowledge. I think Homo sapiens saying maybe of advisory. I think maybe they were not told what they can do and what they don't. Because they are not being part of say AFF for years, so I think that's the thing. So their advisor have kind of misinformed them. Northeast coach, I will come on that. So let me summarize this topic first, and then we'll come on the transfers. After watching 420 grams, the job holders are also corrupted, and then every should be fired from AFF till be notch. I have said this many times, changing president, changing general secretary is not going to help much, because there are people who are holding these positions for years, and that doesn't get affected, because president and general secretary might take bullets from front, but what about people who are behind them? So I think, say, just to give an example, if I-League as a product has failed, who are the responsible to run the I-League, So those people should be questioned, not just the president and the general secretary, because of course they are sitting on top, they are the bosses, but the people are there in the federation who have their job titles specific to the specific things. So when we talk about those specific things, those people names should also came out, but till now I think, because also Indian fans doesn't have much details regarding the how and who are responsible for what roles at AFF. So I think once people start getting aware, and maybe then those people will be also questioned. But that's what I'm saying, changing changing just on top of the federation is not going to change the way federation used to work. So I think overall we need a complete rundown and complete clean approach to, if you want to feel if you want to get a new type of federation who can deal with the modern football well. So I think that's will be major challenge for the the committee also appointed. And thing is, the committee which is also appointed by Supreme Court, they are also kind of dependent on other people's views and everything. So I think maybe a person could have been appointed who have been part of this federation in past, not just the AFF, other sports federation. Maybe they could have an idea. So I think that's also important, that who are advising this committee regarding various stuff. So I think let's see, next couple of months are very important. Now let's move quickly. Is an Indian player going abroad? Durgesh, if you follow me on Twitter, I just tweeted a couple of hours, I think 15-20 minutes before this video started, about the Indian players after Under-17 World Cup, not just the FIFA Under-17 World Cup batch, there were other players also, the junior internationals who were kind of wanted by the European club for trials, and they wanted to look into them in detail at their facilities, but they were told, the Indian Arrows players will only get released when they pay transfer fee to Indian Arrows. And that's how those players and ISL clubs and I-League clubs have paid the transfer fee to AFF for the same. But I give you any damn, even the जितना भी अच्छा हमारा इंडियन प्लेयर होगा, no European club will pay money to sign him. जितना भी अच्छा हो, even we say he's the next Messi, right? हम बोलेंगे कि हमारे लिए नेक्स्ट मेसी है, तब भी यूरोपियन क्लब पैसा नहीं देगा उस प्लेयर के लिए. द रीजन इज सिंपल, बिकॉज आवर लेवल ऑफ फुटबॉल is not the same level at the say Argentina or Brazil. The European club will take it seriously. They will say, we'll take this player on loan or on a trial first, we'll see, and then we'll decide. They might give say, and usually what European club says, you give us your player, of course, we'll give you future percentage of the transfer fee or anything we received from it. Of course, they have to pay the training compensation, but not the transfer fee. They're not going to pay transfer fee for Indian youth players. So I think that's where the Indian youngsters, they don't go out, because they are already in the loop of these contracts with Indian Arrows and ISL and I-League clubs. And by the time they get out of these initial contract, they are 22, 23, and that's not the time where these European clubs will take punt on the Indian player. They will only take a punt on the Indian player when he's 18, 19, 20, because that's a safe side for them. They have a time to develop him. If he doesn't play for first couple of years in the main league, he can play in the second tier or a junior league. That will help him develop, get acclimatized. That's the ideal scenario for Indian player to go out. And just to give an example, Sahel news coming out that they were thinking to send him on a 1 month loan. I think it's a joke. Even how serious is the club that 1 month, it's a more like a training stint. Going to Iceland to play football from Kerala, from India, it's not easy. Player needs couple of months to just acclimatize with the weather, the football, the structure of the way football is played there. So that's the only, one thing I would say about, if Sahel is seriously wanted to go out, maybe the last contract extension he signed for the Kerala should have not signed, and he should have tried his luck outside. So that's the thing. And these short-term loans, if any European club will sign, we have seen Ranjit Singh going on a loan, by the way, in past, when you see ISL early days. That's all about marketing gimmick by these clubs, because if they are serious about Indian players, they will give them at least 2 or 3 year deals. I think, remember Chhetri signing 2 year deals. That's Chhetri didn't play it, but they were serious about his how they want to use Chhetri. Same with Gurpreet Singh Sandhu. He signed those multi-year deal with them. It was not a 6-month deal. He went for a longer trial and then they signed. And Gurpreet took time to get acclimatized with Norway football and weather. So I think if Indian players, they are serious, if their representative are serious, the approach currently they are networking is not the approach they need to take to get these players outside India. So I think Indian fans, they need to kind of they need to kind of low down their hopes of Indian player playing at serious level in Europe. Even if it's happened at any level, you have seen these various deals in past, it's more of a gimmick than anything. How many teams will promote it before 2024-25 season? So one team next season, that is 23-24, and yes, so only one team will be there, so that will 12 teams will be there. By the time 24-25 season comes, then there will be one more team, so that will be 13. So 24-25 season will have 13 teams at least, if there is no new franchisee entered directly to AFF. And important part is how these I-League clubs who will get promoted to ISL will sustain. They are not going to pay the franchisee fees. They are not going to get the central pool of revenue. So hopefully by the time the I-League teams start entering 2024 season, there will be new broadcaster in place. There will be more money for broadcasting that can be distributed to these clubs, but they are not getting central pool of revenue. So that means that these I-League clubs will of course have 15 crores extra in their pocket, as they are not paying the franchisee fee, but also they are not going to get any pie from the central pool of revenue. So I think that's a big catch for this team. And can they compete with these ISL clubs in terms of finances? We have seen ATK Mohun Bagan kind of blowing away ISL clubs with their finances, in terms of the 5-year deals they're offering the Indian players, in terms of the transfer fee they're paying. So I think I-League clubs, they need to plan smartly when they when they get into the ISL. What do you think of the should be FA president? I think, even if I want Ranjit Bajaj as a president, that's not possible. He's not a part of the state federation. So who are the options we do have? There can be Henry Menes from FIFA, Aditya Thackeray, Saji Prabhakaran, Subrato Datta, who has been AFF vice president for years, and he's from IFA. So these are the famous name who can be there. I'm not sure who I want from them. Maybe say Aditya Thackeray if I want more political influence to get Indian football, some decision which can help AIFF to grow. And if I'm looking for a person with experience of Indian football who knows understanding Indian football very well, maybe Saji Prabhakaran from Football Delhi. So I think there are many options as such where people think, it's not that if tomorrow I can go and say I want to be AFF president and I can, stand on these elections, file my nomination for these elections. That's not the process to be the AFF president. So that's the thing. Ashish, what after forensic audit in AFF, after the completion, the forensic audit, if there are any job holders and office bearers are corrupted, should be sacked? If you ask me, I think they should be judged on what they have done, irrespective of the forensic audit. Say, if I'm in charge of the national team development, what I have done for the national team development for the years, where the funds are spent, and there are various conflicting reports in past about these funds also. So I think, of course, they should be removed if there is any issue with the forensic report, but irrespective of that, they should be judged. There should be a report card for these employees. They are on the salaries just like the private employees at the private companies, and at these private companies we have to give yearly report or monthly report or quarterly report to our bosses that what we are doing, how we are doing, how much value you are bringing to the company. So I think same should be the in place for these employees also. So let's quickly get into some updates. FC Goa, I just touch upon that, they are very close to complete the foreign quota of their players. So I think they will be the first club most likely, I think, at this stage, who will have their complete squad with them. Not seeing many Indian players also coming, so I think there will be at least 2 foreigners and maybe 1 Indian players coming, 3 players. FC Goa looks like they have kind of ready for the next season, and I think they want success. They really want that ISL trophy for sure. So let's see, can they get that? But I think they're making a decent team. So they're both the remaining foreigners should be done very soon. That's one thing. Northeast United coach is kind of finalized, but not officially signed by both the parties. So I think we are just waiting for that confirmation from the coach side also and from the club side also. I checked around 5:30 p.m. So that time the coach was not done. Jamshedpur coach, again the paperwork terms condition agreed but not signed again. So 2 clubs will have their coaches very soon. Jamshedpur FC have also started the recruitment process and recruitment process to sign some of Indian players from I-League. So I think they are very close to do that also. I think one signing I'm aware that Indian player from I-League is kind of ready, set to be signed, for Jamshedpur FC, and it's a decent deal for the Indian I-League club. They're getting good transfer fee for the same player. So that's for Jamshedpur FC update. Talking about ATK Mohun Bagan, Vishal Keth has kind of signed for them in 3-year deal. Now there is conflicting reports regarding Aminder Singh. So some says that Aminder and Vishal Keth set to compete each other. As Subrato Paul has left the ATK Mohun Bagan. But some sources says Aminder might leave ATK Mohun Bagan, and I think if he does leave, looks like Mumbai City FC is most likely destination. But these are conflicting reports I have from 2 different type of sources. So not sure. We have to wait on I think there's a question mark over the future of Aminder Singh at this stage. And people who reports on Twitter from these videos, please understand the wording. Sometimes they misquote me, and which goes differently. At the time, there is no clarity over Aminder Singh's future. That is he staying with ATK Mohun Bagan set to, or he's going to leave ATK Mohun Bagan, because we have seen both kind of sources telling me different things. So I'm not still sure, but I think we should have clarity over that in next couple of days. That's for the ATK Mohun Bagan. Odisha FC update is that they are in market for the Indian left back. Last I was told, which I'm a bit surprised because I'm not sure, but just checking that update. Yeah, they want Indian left back. Not many in the market, but I'm surprised that to give an example that Henry Antony is with them. So Odisha FC have started. Of course, we've seen Osama Malik they have signed. They have all the foreigners going to be new foreigners. So they are in market for the more Indian players. Well, Indian left back they are looking for. They have kind of going through the CVs of the Indian left back options. They have, what are the options for them? Jerry Lalanjwala is still available in the market. Have not officially signed for East Bengal. So that's one option for sure. Who are the other option? Can they take somebody like Sanjeev Stalin from Kerala Blaster if he's not getting the game time? So I think that's for Odisha FC. FC Goa have Mumbai City, kind of, they are still question mark. No clarity over the future of David Williams as of now. There's rumors that he's left. I still no officially update. Hira Mondal is another option, but I think let's see if they can sign Hira Mondal. But that's the one department they are looking to get a player, the Indian player, which I'm told recently. So other than that, I think they are also looking for a midfielder because Vinit Rai has left and signed for set to sign for Mumbai City FC. That's the last week update we had. Talking about Kerala Blasters, they got a couple of players from Goa Pro League, and of course they have kind of restructured their scouting and the department for the Indian players. Now it's kind of headed by their sporting director, Carolis, and I'm happy that finally, and again, the last couple of months back, there was an issue raised by Hari Govind when he was with Kerala, and me also, that there were some issues with especially these young Indian players with Kerala Blasters. I think it's great that finally sporting director, he has all the power and everything regarding these Indian players also. Heard various conflicting reports of these Indian players kind of when they're getting promoted from the B team to the senior team, they are asked to do a couple of stuff. So I think it's good, all clear now. It's the Carolis who is going to head that. So I think you're going to see the change in terms of the Indian player recruitment, especially the young Indian players, not the Indian players who directly sign for the senior team. The young Indian players who come from B team to the senior team, I think there will be more talent now coming up from the B team to the senior team. I felt and I was told there was lack of communication gap between the senior team and the B team in terms of promoting those players to the Kerala Blasters senior team, which looks like now they have kind of restructured that department, and now Carolis is directly looking into it. So I think they will get the clarity. We will see the more B team players coming directly to the senior team instead of they going out loan somewhere else if they are good enough. And I think there were a couple of good players at Kerala Blasters B team in last few years who are not kind of promoted to the senior team because of the people who are in charge of taking those decisions felt they are not, and even people who have watched those players, they felt that they were ready for the senior team, but they were not promoted, and they was, I think club ultimately got aware of it, and I think they have taken that decision now to restructure that Indian the recruitment or the department who sees the development of the youth players to the senior team. So I think we'll see more clarity from that on the Kerala Blasters front. The B team players will have a clear pathway to the senior team. I think earlier I personally felt it was kind of blocked. That's the thing. The center pool revenue should be stopped after 24-25 season. The money should be distributed based on the league position. ISL has to generate broadcasting money. Center pool revenue, I think that's what happened at the Premier League also. So by the way, it should not be stopped. And I think currently center pool revenue is given based on the league position only. But thing is, as I discussed this in past also, 15 crores which gives by the ISL clubs are used by the league to manage and to operate and to do the broadcasting work for the league, and after the balancing of the money and whatever they saved from the sponsors, from broadcast, they distribute among the ISL teams. So they might need to restructure that or either what can they do is they stop the franchisee fee for altogether for everybody, but then will we see the quality broadcast? Will we see in terms of the management of the league, can clubs host their league games completely? So वो चीजें हैं. So let's see how they do it once we get into 24-25 season. How are ATK and Mumbai City buying all the best players? I thought there was a salary cap. Transfer fee doesn't come under the salary cap. Transfers, the salaries can be smartly structured in a way that if it's a 3 or 4 year deals, you can pay more money in the later part of the contract, you pay lesser part in the first few years when you have a bigger squad. So that's how the club structure it. Of course, there is no doubt over that ATK, Mohun Bagan or Mumbai City FC have a good budgets. They've definitely spending 16.5 crores of their salary cap, 100% of it. But there are clubs who don't want to spend. They feel they can make a good squad in say 12 to 13 crores or 13 to 14 crores. Some clubs makes a good team in 10, not good team, but some clubs make the team in 10 to 12 crores also. So I think it's not necessity that you need to spend that 16.5 crores. And I think if they're getting, it's good for the overall game to get money in the football. So if, say, to give an example, Manchester City is also spending lots of money, and there's a way to balance those books, and they are doing it. I think same way other clubs in ISL can also do it. Against which country will India try to play friendly in September? I think that still need to be seen. I think they, of course, CMAC's contract need to sort it out before we can discuss about the friendlies. Matching Bhutia as AFF president. I have to see that if he's a part of a Sikkim Federation. I'm not sure he's a part of the Sikkim Federation as of now. If he is, then of course he can stand and he can fight, and maybe he can also win, because he will have the influence power to get those votes, because officials will know him. So that's the thing. Emil Benny to Northeast United is a done deal. I think yes, but not officially done. But I think he was supposed to join them. So as of now, not have to check that he signed those papers or not. Albino update, also update on Pyutia if there is any. Pyutia, I think I have my note from the last time I discussed on Pyutia. Let me look. Because there was update on the Kerala Blast. They were of course looking to offload some of their Indian players who are playing this similar position. Pyutia has 1 year left in his contract, and I think Kerala Blaster want to retain him. So I think if they can offer him more playing time and better deal for sure, then I think he will going to stay at Kerala Blaster. But he still have 1 year left. So I think if any clubs want him, they need to pay the transfer fee to Kerala Blaster to sign him. As of now, I have not heard of any club going for him. How many points can India get in FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup? I think 1 point if we can get a draw against Morocco. What is the role of advisory committee appointed by Assist CEO? I think there's no role. They are kind of disbanded now, Munal. Of course, they appointed it, and in a couple of hours they disbanded it. Any updates on Chennai FC foreigner? Did they sign anyone? What type of players are they looking for? Please. I think a foreign striker, a 2 foreign centre back, a midfielder. So these are the profiles they are looking into, and they have not signed anybody as of now. I think we still have not heard that they have kind of done their business. So they are going to again to have a new batch of foreigners with them. But worried about overall Chennai FC business as of now. I think better players have left them. Vishal Keth, Jerry Ranzola, any day, and the players they have signing. I don't have the doubt over their potential, but at time presently, are they kind of at the level of ISL? I'm not sure. So I think Chennai FC fans, it's all depend on what kind of foreigners they can get. If they can have good foreigners, of course you can hide these young players behind those foreigners. If somehow they get 1 or 2 foreigners who are average, or who are good profile but not able to perform in India, and Chennai FC might struggle. This is initial thoughts. Still have to see all the squads before we can make that analysis. But I think to give an example, the players who have left them are better players instead of the players who have they signed. The young players they have signed, I will say they have potential, but I'm not sure at the level of ISL at this stage. So that's about Chennai FC. Hyderabad FC, they're foreigners. They have announced the extensions. Ogbeche, of course, they have not announced, but Ogbeche is staying. Chinaze is staying. So I think their squad is kind of set. They just need a couple of addition here and there, and which will take time. I don't think they are very hurry to do that part of the business. Sir, kabhi mera comment question lo. When will India host FIFA World Cup, Sarvesh? I think the only way I can see India is definitely not hosting single-handedly the World Cup. As we've seen in the 2026 World Cup hosted by USA, Mexico, Canada, I think that's the only way India can host it. I think either it should be between India or China, or maybe India can do it with ASEAN. But India, ASEAN, to give an example, I'm not sure, because distance-wise it will be very far. But I think India, Thailand, 2 countries who have potential to be big footballing nations, and Malaysia you can add maybe. 3 countries can do together if India, China don't do it. So I think single-handedly India hosting FIFA World Cup, especially the 48 team edition, I don't think we are ready as if now. Kerala Blaster doing deals secretly. I will not say that doing secretly. Of course, they are friends, they are people who inform stuff, and we can't take the names out because, of course, if they're doing these deals, it's happened in past. I have seen it, even sometime we are too excited to do breaking the transfer news, and we break it and that the deal doesn't went ahead for that club, So I think at this stage, it's not easy until its paperwork is done, set to be done, or the signature is left. I think that's the moment when you can take the name out, and then this deal is set to be done. I think it's not easy for Indian clubs right now to do the deals, because market has opened up in terms of the foreigners. COVID is not there, and now the money is backed in, say, all other footballing leagues also. So I think it's not only money now. Again, the traveling will be required, going here and there. So it's not just in Goa anymore. So clubs like Northeast, Jamshedpur, they will feel that extra they will need extra push to get the signing, because foreign players do see where they're going to stay, which will be the host, which will be the main base for them. So I think let's see how these Indian clubs deal with it. But I think you can't say they're doing secretly. I think it's just that they're taking their time with their deals. Is it possible to give a World Cup spot to safe nation? It will be ton benefit FIFA to exploit its market, as Indian subcontinent is the main reason of cricket popularity. I think infrastructure wise, it is not possible. Even the Indian infrastructure is nowhere close, but infrastructure in Bangladesh, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Maldives, Pakistan is also nowhere close. That's one thing. Marketing wise, I think it should be possible. That will be, but I feel that India, China, or India, Indonesia, India, Thailand, Malaysia, or even India, these countries in Asia, developing countries just like India, it's more possible than SAF countries, because giving to SAF nation means they're going World Cup spot to India, Nepal, Bangladesh, Maldives, who are not going to qualify for World Cup for years from now on. But say Thailand, Vietnam is kind of there to reach out to the World Cup. So I think they have to see that also. They can't give lots of World Cup spots to the countries who they are nowhere to be close. They want to keep the World Cup very competitive, and I think that's the reason. If say India go for 2036 joint bid, India should be competitive in these qualifiers, so that FIFA feels okay, we are not just doing a lot favor to the India or other host nation giving the World Cup spot. I think that's also very important. 137 people are watching, just 71 likes. To hit the like button, if you're watching this content. Please call the Ranjit Bajaj interview. What's going on? AIFF has all the rights to object the new constitution as a petitioner. He will give much clarity on what's going inside. I have asked Mr. Bajaj whenever he's coming to Delhi. I don't want to over zoom. I have said it again and again, and that's why the new podcast episode kind of paused nowadays. But I think next week, hopefully, we'll have Mr. Saji Prabhakar in the studio for the podcast. I'm working over that. So team is working over that. So that should be live here. So we'll discuss more from the state federation side, that what's going on in the Indian football right now, the challenges of Delhi, or what we could hope from the new new committee in place, or once the new president come for the Indian football. So that will be coming soon on the channel. Good evening. Any hint on the new foreign signing by Jamshedpur FC, Nirala? I think once coach is done, then only you can start giving the hints and everything. As of now, it's very childish to say that they're going to sign this player, but I think they have a couple of players under their rank, and they just need a couple of them. So let's have to wait for that. Kian Nasiri contract update details. I have not heard of. I will check. Have to check for the details. Who would be the top 3 Indian talents you are interested to look out for in the upcoming ISL season? I think Liston still remains the talent for me, so I think that's one player I'm looking forward to seeing how they will do. I think I'm Norim Roshan. Still, people feel that he has achieved, but I feel that he has more potential to be. I think he has the potential to be the India's best fullback in terms of overall play. I think that's one player. And I still feel players like Rahim Ali, Aniket Jadhav, Rohit Dhano. I am looking for that next upcoming Indian striker who can be that forward. Vikram Pratap Singh Sandhu. Out of these, that can be that one, because that forward player is a big position for Indian football, which we need to sort out. So can say Rohit Dhano make that next step? Can Aniket Jadhav make that next step? Can Vikram Pratap Singh Sandhu or Rahim Ali make that next step? Can Himanshu Jhangra come into ISL? So these are some questions. But Kian Nasiri is a good talent to watch out for. There are a couple of talent which Hyderabad FC is going to promote to the main team. So those I'm also looking forward. I have watched them in the youth games. I'm also Pythia. I'm looking forward to see how Pythia do with Kerala Blasters. Other than that, I think these are the young players. Of course, I've taken lots of names, but I think it's impossible to say who are the upcoming 3. But there will be a couple of players who will be promoted by Bengaluru FC, Hyderabad FC, FC Goa. I will not take name at this stage because I felt that put pressure on these youngsters. But I think if they are promoted this season, which has very likely 90% chance they are going to get promoted, I think I'm looking forward to see those young Indian players. And that's what attracts me more, because Delhi doesn't have the club as of now. Dehradun doesn't have the club in ISL. So I think watching young Indian players is the whole ultimate reason for me to watch ISL, I-League and youth leagues in India. Sir, why not India single-handedly? Can we easily host in Kolkata, Kerala, Mumbai, Goa and Delhi? No. 48 teams means a group of 12. So you need 12 host cities, that's one. Then you need 4 to 5 training pitches in these 12 cities. That's another thing. So I think, can we build this amount of infrastructure and then use that in future? Because getting a 5 pitches, say in Kolkata might, okay, decent. You will get 5 clubs using them, maybe sublease to those pitches to these 5 clubs. But to give an example, 12 cities, say Mumbai, yes, Delhi, yes, can be there, Kochi. But this is a cricket stadium. I don't want cricket stadium to host, because world media will laugh on us if we put cricket stadium as a World Cup, senior World Cup especially. So if you see 12 cities, who can be those 12 cities? Delhi, Mumbai, Kerala, Kochi means Goa, Kolkata, Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, Pune maybe. We still don't have 12 big cities to do it. So I think that's the reason. I think it's tough going ahead to host World Cup at one country, and I think that's, we have seen with 2026 why North America went with a joint bid instead of combined single-handedly. USA went there. Saji Barwakar is Keralite, yes he is. How do you rate Chennai FC coach? As I said when the announcement came, I was surprised that they went with him, not because of profile, but because of his knowledge outside his in Asia or in Indian football. That's one. And I will not judge him based on his CV. As I said, we have to wait and see how he adjusts with the Indian football, how he does it. In past, we have seen, when say Owen Coyle came, fans were not happy with the appointment when Chennai FC made, and he did well. So I think that's all together. We have to wait and see before we can, you can talk about any coach. As time CV looks decent, but I'm surprised because of lack of experience in Indian football and ISL and in terms of Asian football also. Northeast United head coach update. Any names or hints like a new to India family? I think the last update I had, it's like familiar face to the Indian football will be there. And maybe a coach from I-League going into Northeast United at this stage, but I think we have to wait. I think the days of one country hosting World Cup, I think that's, I feel, the one country, because that's the reason they're moving into 48 countries. Is also, can these developing countries like India can host it, because then you can have multiple countries to host it. And I think if you remember 2002 World Cup, which took place in Asia, South Korea and Japan hosted it. So I think that's where Qatar is single-handedly doing it. That I'm surprised with, because maybe they could have used more of Middle East countries to host it. But I think now in future it will be nearly impossible for developing countries to host World Cup by their own. Update on Ortiz replacement. Can you tell his nationality or league? Muzammil Sheikh. I think it's identified, the replacement. Very, very good talent. That's I can tell. At this stage, nationality or league will be not. I can't tell because that might again put the deal into the risk, because it's a very complicated deal which FC Goa is working on. So we have to wait for that. Your views on Ishan Pandita getting less playing time, any particular reason? And Ankur Jain. I have discussed about Ishan in past. I will do it again. Why? I think, of course, he's not better than the foreigners they have. Any clubs, Goa or Jamshedpur, that's two. Second is, his overall game still needs some more development, and I think he's a hard-working lad. He's working on it. Slowly, if he can start playing these 90 minutes here and there, I think that will help him to be growing as a footballer. So I think that's the reason, he doesn't play. So does Qatar, which is a small country, has 12 cities to host FIFA? I think Qatar has money. That's important point, and their priority is different as a country than India's priority as a country. So I think that's another thing. Simple answer. देहरादून नैनीताल में भी बना दो वर्ल्ड क्लास स्टेडियम. बेस्ट भाई, आप जमीन दे दो मुझे अपनी, जितनी भी है मैं बनवाता हूँ स्टेडियम. अगर मुझे जमीन मिल गई मैं स्टेडियम तो बनवा दूंगा कहीं ना कहीं से. There is no team and development in football from Delhi in upper division of Indian football. You are suggesting Saji Barwakar to AFF chair. I'm not suggesting, because as I said, there are limited people who are well known, who are part of state federation. Saji Barwakaran's CV, being a FIFA executive for the South Asia, Central Asia, he has seen how FIFA works, he has seen how the state federation works, and it's not the duty of the state federation president to push the Delhi club to the upper division of Indian football. Sudeba Delhi is there, by the way. I think he will be judged based on the what Football Delhi is doing as a federation to develop football in Delhi. There is of course controversy regarding the women's football, how they have been dealing with it. But again, the way Delhi Football FA used to work in past was totally different, and they're working now. It's totally different. So I think I'm not judging him based on the way he's doing the football. I'm just putting the names upfront who can be possible, because somebody need to come from state federations to be part of, to become the FIFA president. So I have put in the name. It's for you guys to decide that who can be the name. I've just, I have said if we are looking for experienced people who knows FIFA, AIFF, who knows state FA, who knows how Indian football works, Saji Prabhakaran is not a bad name to suggest. There's another questions have gone up. People are asking their questions. We definitely have more than 95 questions, but we just have 95 likes. So can please hit the like button also. By that time, take more questions. Every team is signing player. We don't know whether our club will play ISL or not. And I think this is same story East Bengal. And I don't speak about Kolkata club much because of the various reasons. We know all about how Kolkata football functions in past. But I have been said in past, I will say again, the way East Bengal is dealing with last couple of years, if even I have all the money in the world to burn my money, I will not be part of East Bengal unless East Bengal officials go clearly on paper and sign that this is my role at the club, this is the thing I will be given in the return, and this is the amount of money I need to give. They just want everything on their plate. They don't want the investors to do anything. They want to form the team by their own. They want to do everything. They want to take money and everything. I think clarity nahi hai. This is third sponsor, this investor they set to get. We have seen City Cements, we have seen Quest before that. I think it's complicated, and I think it's a feel very bad for East Bengal fans. And there's another reason I don't want to get politics to be involved with the football clubs, because Kolkata is, people are very, very emotional about East Bengal, Mohun Bagan, Mohammedan Sporting. So it's a political topic also when these clubs are in some kind of situations, and every political party wants to get benefit from it. So I think there's that's why, CMs get into the picture. She suggests something, club listen to her, the investors listen to her. But then again, when investors and clubs official meet each other, they don't find the common ground, and that's the major reason we are seeing these issues. And I think hopefully East Bengal fans do not deserve this. I have said this in past, I will say again, they need clear future. Say if relegation starts today, East Bengal will definitely be the favorite club to go down from right now, from all the clubs who have, because at least say Northeast have some players. So we can't say Northeast. Chennai FC have players, foreigners, coach and everything, so we can't say them. So I think if you say the favorite, I think it will be East Bengal, of course, unless any other team have very bad season. Can you tell about Ishant's stint in Spain? I read that he's the first Indian player to play Spain for a La Liga club. He didn't play in La Liga. He played in lower Spanish division football. There are many players who played in lower Spanish division football since 2011-12. Ankit Sharma, Varun Mehta, these players who went to Spain, played there while they're studying. Shant has also played one of there, and I am not sure he's the only one who played there. There are many players, I know at least, who played in Spain lower division. I think, but Shan is kind of prominent player who have played there, who has come back and look like he is the footballer. Because in past, these Ankit Sharma or Varun Mehtas, they came to Indian football and they didn't able to crack the second division club. So Shan looked like the serious of all these. So I think, but still feel Shan need regular playing time to develop him as a footballer. He has a great physique, he's a hard-working lad, he can score goal. But can he develop the overall footballing play around as a centre forward? I think that's the major challenge Shan have. Ashish, do not say good things about FIFA, has their own loopholes. In 2019, High Court said participatory regime should down, but they went to Supreme Court, given order to continue. And that's India's, of course, nobody's saying, I'm not saying FIFA has a loop. FIFA is the damn good organization we have all. How about the corruption for FIFA? Blatter, how he gave the World Cup to South Africa or Qatar, and we all know about it. But that's the thing, but FIFA is the parent body for football in the world. So I think we can't go against FIFA as a footballing country, because we need FIFA for all these things. So I think I'm not saying good thing about FIFA. So let's see. KR Nasiri will destroy everyone next season. Update on Javier Sevillano. There is no update as of now here. I think, looks like Juan Fernando. That's why they're not signing. I think they're in talks with two foreign strikers, but I'm not sure they will sign both of them. I think one of them will come to ATK Mohun and looks like Manvi, Liston, Ashik, maybe Kian. These will be the players who will do the bulk of scoring with that foreign striker. Chennai FC Indian signing update. Did they sign anyone? What position are they looking for Indian players? Please reply. I think of course they have signed, they have announced some Indian players, Chennai FC. So let me name them for you. They are looking for I-League players to come into at the club, young I-League players. And I will not say they are a bad player at this stage. Of course they are good player. That's why they are signed by Chennai FC. But I personally feel that they can do better than those, because the player who left Chennai FC, by the way, are better than the better players who have come into Chennai FC. Abhi आप khelna.com पे if you can go, on the top menu khelna.com you can see Indian football transfer news. There's a separate menu. Under that you will find each and every deal for the every club which has been done, announced, set to sign. सब कुछ मिल जाएगा वहाँ पे, तो do it. They have announced the signing of Akash Sangwan and the midfielder Sajal Bag. Both of them signed 2-year contract. And Sangwan is a fourth defender signed by Chennai FC this summer, and that's the reason I'm saying this is the fourth center defender they have signed. None of them are prominent players who can straight away go into any ISL team and do well. They are, I personally feel the quality is not there, if you ask me, but nothing against these players, because and Akash, for example, 26-year-old, he's not the young player, by the way. Sangwan have joined from Round Glass Punjab, by the way, and he has won I-League with them. Bag has joined from he was playing Santosh Trophy West Bengal, and he did well in Santosh Trophy. So I think that's Chennai FC. I will just look into who are the other players they have signed. Just give me a second. I'm just going to the KNTV menu only to see. I think they have announced a couple of more signings, and none of these players are prominent Indian players. So there's some felt that personally I think some of these signing feels random sometime. I'm not sure, how they're going to do it. Sajid Dhoot, of course, have extended this contract with Chennai FC. I think there was another 2 more Indian players which they have announced recently, and they have signed Mohammad Rafiq, who played for them in past, who played for East Bengal, who have been there in Indian football for a while now. So that's for Mohammad Rafiq for you. They have signed Saurav Das, as we did a report in March or April for him. He is signed on a multi-year deal. That's also announced from Chennai FC. They have signed Jiteshwar Singh. So they have signed these young Indian players or Indian players who are not that prominent, but I'm not sure. They have also signed Monotosh Chakladhar. Again, these are not prominent Indian player, but say Jiteshwar Singh was the I-League emerging player for the 21-22 season. So again, he is a good young Indian player, but can fans ask him to straight away go into ISL fire from very first day? I don't think so. And of course, playing for Niroka FC in I-League is different. Playing in ISL is also different. So I think he played in 12 I-League games, and I think not sure of how we can judge these, these signing at this stage until we see the foreigners and what position these foreigners going to play. So I think let's see how they do it. But again, if you ask me, I am not sure of these Indian signing they have done. Of course, Monotosh Chakladhar, again, he is signed from Santosh Trophy. Another signing, I'm not sure, are they straight away to the level they can play Chennai FC in ISL? No comment at this stage. So I'm not that, say, if I'm Chennai FC fan, of course I will be excited to look forward to see these players, but not sure that can they create instant impact at this time, and so that's the thing. Saurav Das, Mohammad Rafiq, Jiteshwar Singh looks good signing at this stage, but all other these signing looks, bit of off the radar. Again, Alexander Romero is the good signing again. So 3 players, Indian players, good signing. All these are young Indian players. So not sure, when and how we can judge these until unless we see the Indian players, foreigners they sign, and then we see which position these Indian players going to play, how many of these Indian players will be the first choice, how many of these will be the second choice. And I think retaining Anirudh Thapa, I think you can say is the biggest signing right now, because but if I'm Anirudh Thapa, I will be asking those serious questions to my management, how and when they can get some good addition to the squad. I think Mohammad Rafiq, I still don't feel he can be the first choice player in Chennai FC team. I don't think he has that overall quality to top player. So I think that's all about Chennai FC. So that's I've raised my questions. I've raised in past. I think they still need to see, as we still need to see the foreigners, until as we judge these Indian players. Is there any chance Adriane and Mauricio to come back to Odisha FC? I think they will have new foreigners. I will not going to see these foreigners who have played for Odisha in past to come back. Any ISL club owners happy with implementing promotion and relegation? I think ultimately no one has opposed it, by the way. They know that they have a 10-year immunity to get relegated, and that has been maintained till 23-24. They are not relegated. So I think no one should be sad, but of course no one want to get relegated. But I think they will be also thinking, by the time the relegation start, there will be, for example, a couple of I-League clubs already in ISL, and they will feel that as they already have players in the long-term deal, they will be not favorite to go down. When there are third country interference, the 2019 court is also considered also third party, where they are at that time when someone filed case against AIFF, FIFA should come at that time only. But that time High Court doesn't said that change the constitution, change these changes. There was a case filed at the High Court, and they just kind of stayed with, and they challenged that decision on the High Court. So I think that's the law have taken the decision. So FIFA will only come when somebody try to disturb the day-to-day operation of the federation, and that's what happened now. If there is a new committee is appointed by Supreme Court. Baladevi is working on her fitness, and I think she is already doing a rehab, so she should be back now. Whom will ATK Maroon play in AFC Cup, from West or Central Zone like East last time? I think I have to just check. Let me check. That I think they set to play East Zone first, if you ask me, because they have already qualified for inter-zonal semi-final. So let me check quickly. East Bengal, South Asia Zone playoff. Group B, Group C, Group D. Yeah, so Group D winners. So they will be straight away going to play the inter-zonal playoff semi-final. I think there are three possibilities at this time. It will be again either against Central Zone winner, or Asian Zone winner, or Group J winner. So Group J winner is your again from Turkmenistan. Sorry, from Hong Kong, Chinese Taipei. Yeah, another club from ASEAN, by another group from ASEAN. So I think the possibility is that they will play either against ASEAN club or West Zone club. So that, because the remaining game are still need to be done before we can figure it out. But the only two possibilities, either they will play against a winner of Central Zone. So draw will be there for the interzonal playoff final, or they will play against a club from ASEAN. So there are only two possibilities for them at this stage. What about the Jessel? Has he recovered from injury? And what about VP Soyer? I think VP Soyer is the kind of deal which Kerala Blasters have been chasing for months now. Still not done, so can't say anything. They want to sign him. Everybody, Indian football know about it. Northeast know about it. Players knows about it. They want him. Club fans, even the players who play for Kerala, they know what they want to VP Soyer. It's not done, so we can't say anything about VP Soyer. Jessel, yes, he has kind of recovered from injury. Should be available when the season starts for the selection. How do you rate Bryce and Saurav signing on I-League analyst? As an I-League analyst, can they fit in Ivan's system? I think both the signing, I'm not going to see that they straight away going to start. because if they sign VP Soher, he's definitely is the starter. Sahel is the, I think both Saurav and Bayas look like the upcoming talents, have done well in I League, have done well in past in Goa Pro League also. So I think they are the kind of signing will say can make impact from the bench, can play when they say their first choice player are injured. So I think they will given time to get acclimatized with the league and the structure it. But I think of course they will fit into Ivan's system, and I think we'll talk about these when we move into the later part of the season, when we talk about how these particular players will where they can play. But I think Kerala Blaster have good history of getting these players from Goa Pro League in past. So I think I have no doubt that they have done their homework before signing these two players, and there's a reason why they go early for these Goa Pro League players. We have seen the success which Jessel have got. Ashish, this time reality of ISL and quality of Indian players, ATK Mohun when they face Central Asian West Asian club, how far they can reach in the AFC Cup. I think the reason, the way Juan team been structured, they want to win AFC Cup, that's the target for ATK Mohun for last couple of years, and I think that's why they're going to very aggressive in the transfer market in terms of the Indian players. We've seen the Vishal K, we have seen the Lister in past, we have seen with now Ashish Rai signing that big contract. They want to win that AFC Cup, so I think how far they can go, I can see them reaching to the final at least at this stage. Vietnam invited Saudi Arabia, Japan for under-19. Vietnam is really improving, not like Vietnam have been doing well. That's not a old news or update. We have been seeing doing for years now. What is the best signing for Odisha FC? I think maybe Odisha get Aminder Singh on board. Amarjeet Kiam from FC Goa. They need centre midfielder who can replace Vinit Rai. I can see Amarjeet Kiam, who is looking for a new club. Under 17 World Cup captain for India, the move to Goa has not worked for him. But I think Odisha FC can help him. And I was surprised that say some club like Chennai has not gone for Amarjeet Kiam. He could have been a good signing to play alongside Andrew Thapa in that midfield. But again, some of these signings not sure. But again, Amarjeet Kiam has not worked at FC Goa. So will these club risk signing Amarjeet Kiam? That's another question. But I think Amarjeet Kiam can be good signing for any club if they can see if he is fit, he can pass the medical test, and then play him. Indian winger FC Goa is looking for. Not sure how the Indian winger will be fit in the role, because the foreigner they're getting to replace Ortiz is going to play on the wing. So let's see. I'm not sure when they can get the Indian. I think they will have their foreigners done before we can talk about the Indian winger for FC Goa. Which leagues have better structure than Goa Pro League or I League? I think Goa Pro League have better structure. In past, I League still structure in terms of there is a leagues below Goa Pro League, 2 leagues below then there's youth leagues also. So that's maybe I will say it's better structure in terms of overall league structure, not just the senior league. Sandesh future still I think looks like ATK Mohun Bagan have kind of told him that because he's taking his time, so I think they're moving on. They have moved on with their signings because they want to make the squad early and clear who are going to part of the team. And looks like Juan doesn't see Sandesh Jingan part of his plan. So I think if Sandesh Jingan set to stay in India, he need to look for a new club at this stage. And that's one thing. So guys, thank you very much for joining in. Of course, working on few podcasts which will be soon on this channel very soon. I think most probably the reason I am not doing Zoom podcast because I've personally felt the communication is not good with the person sitting in front, Zoom doing online. I just want the person to be in studio. But I think next week, hopefully, we'll have a couple of them on the channel. We are working to do more and more. We are hopefully starting our coverage for Commonwealth Games also. Does Khelna a reliable source at Mumbai City FC? Even if I have, if we have or not, Muchu Sainer, I mean, I'm not going to tell you about that. So never ask the sources from the media houses. We have broken big news for Mumbai City FC in past, including the City Group deal. The valuation for City Group in past. So it's not that we have not done that. Some season might go when we don't do these specific deals for specific clubs, but it's not a single club in ISL for whom we have not broken the exclusive news in past. So don't worry about it, about the sources and everything. Nawaz deal was kind of exclusively again revealed by us. Aminder leaving Mumbai City FC to ATK Mohun Bagan was done by us. So don't worry about it. Foreign investors in India, nothing coming as of now. Do you believe AFC will change FIFA qualification format as from 2026? There will be 8 slots. I think so. There will be some kind of changes, but let's wait for the official confirmation of FIFA that there will be 8 teams in the World Cup. Can we have 2 AFC Championship spots if ATK Mohun Bagan win AFC Cup not this upcoming season? It will be there in a couple of seasons, but not this upcoming season. So guys, thank you very much for joining in. Next Friday we will have 59th episodes. It's fun being doing these 58 episodes for this series, and hopefully I am planning to change the day for it. I'm open for the suggestion. You can hit it on my Twitter or Instagram. I will like to keep it on Thursday now. The reason being ISL most likely to go from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we'll like to do it on the day the league weekend league match day is starting. So Thursday is most likely at this time. So I think we hopefully going to change to Thursday instead of Friday. वो आप अपने suggestion दे सकते हैं. I know in terms of pre-seasons updates which people are asking, I think next week we'll have more clarity on that. Transfers, hopefully the 2 coaches for Northeast and Jamshedpur FC will be confirmed in this couple of next 3-4 days. The Indian players for Jamshedpur FC, there will be update in next 2 days on Khelna for sure. And of course, there will be update from FC Goa also for the foreigners. Other than that, I think Kerala Blaster will have some update in terms of Indian player foreigners again. So let's wait. I think we're going to have a big week. I mean, we're always going to say this because until and unless these deals are done on paper, we can't say the deal are done. So sorry if you don't find any major update in this episode, but there will be update coming soon on this channel. Thank you guys for joining. I will see you again next week on this channel. Again, next week, Friday only, we're not changing the next week, but upcoming week, we're likely to change the day to Thursday. If you guys feel that's better, that we can do it, or we can do it Monday also, that's the end of the game week. So again, I'm open for the suggestion. Let me know whether you want this episode, but not Friday because most likely ISL will be starting on Thursday. So we'll keep it either start of the game week or the end of the game week. So recommend a day where you guys feel comfortable with. Thank you guys. We'll see you again next week, Friday, 6 p.m. on KNTV TV. If you have not subscribed to the channel, do hit the subscribe button. All the links are in the description tab, by the way. Also on KNTV top menu, you can find the Indian transfer news menu on top. If you're just looking for the transfer news, hit that menu. You will just see all the transfer news in Indian football, not just in I-League ISL, in Kolkata Football League, in State League, also under the same link. And also you can follow KNTV on Twitter, Instagram, @KNTV, and you can like the KNTV football page on Facebook. Also, if you want to follow me on Twitter, which I have shared just an interesting updates, not the news, interesting update on Twitter, you can follow on 7 Negi Ashish. I'm open for this.